Hello, 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 everybody. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome.
Welcome. Welcome. We are so excited that you guys are here. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I'm Amy. We got Alicia. We got Cindy. We are your girlfriends that are here. And so we want you just to grab a drink and just be present for this next little time. We know as women, like we need time together. It actually is good for those endorphins and those things that make us happy. And so I know if you are like busy or multitasking right now, I'm just going to ask like, hey, can you pause for the next like maybe 15 minutes and just be present with us because I want you to hear the promptings. And sometimes when we're multitasking or we're hearing other things and doing things simultaneously, we really miss some of those little whispers that God has for us, or we miss some of those nudges. So I promise you that this is going to be well worth your time. Whether Mary Kay is something for you or it's not, it's going to give you some thought-provoking ideas or questions to think about your own life and your own dreams and just where you are and what you want. So I also want to say, put in the chat, we want to know who invited you. And that person, that woman who invited you guys, she sees something in you. And you're going to kind of hear us talk about qualities tonight. And so I hope it makes you feel like amazing and incredible because you are. But she saw some qualities that we're going to talk about in you specifically. And so, isn't that amazing? Like, I love that. And so, we really truly want to empower women to be all that God created them to be. And that's why we're doing this because we don't know where you're at in life, right now in this season, but we truly want you to be the best version of yourself. We don't want you to leave anything untapped, right? There's so much God potential in all of us. And so, we just love to help women discover it and pull it out fully. So, here's what I'd love to do before we hop in. I'd love for you to put in the chat right now. I want to know what you value the most. So, could you just tell me? What do you want or need more of in your life right now in this season? What do you want or need more of in your life right now? I love learning about this because wouldn't y'all agree, seasons change all the time. And what we need now is going to be different than what we need 5 years from now, 10 years from now. So we want to know what that is. So tonight, you guys, what we're going to be doing is just having a conversation. So I want you to pretend that we're all sitting around a couch somewhere, or maybe if you're like me, like having coffee. I know I drink coffee late. It's okay. But just like, we're having a girlfriend coffee chat. That's what I want you to think. But if you don't like coffee or it's too late, drink, I also got my water here, whatever you need. But have that here and just have a conversation with, like, if you're sitting across from a girlfriend / mentor, someone who just truly genuinely cares, because we do genuinely care about you. All right, so that's what we're gonna do. So Alicia, you guys, we're featuring her because she's a brand new independent sales director at Mary Kay. She will be celebrating her anniversary next month. So that means she has moved up to the top 1% of this huge global 61-year company in less than a year. How many people do you know that can say, wow, I'm a part of a huge global company that's been around this long and someone is the top 1% in that company in less than a year? I mean, it's a big deal, y'all. So woo, give some love in the chat for Alicia. I think this is amazing. So we wanted to like pick her brain because less than a year ago, she was not even in Mary Kay. She was not even in our company. And so you are not, if you're listening as a guest, you're not in our company right now. And so she is so good at, you're going to be able to relate to her life and her story and, just kind of where. So she really is so familiar with where you are at. So Alicia, let me get started with asking this. Where were you in life when Mary Kay found you, and what made you say yes to this company? And really, how has that decision impacted your life beyond maybe what you even expected?
Okay, so I was teaching sixth, seventh, and eighth grade ELA and a real estate agent. So those were the main things that I was doing when Mary Kay found me. Not unhappy, but just kind of still feeling like maybe there was more that I could tap into. And so I went to a party and loved the product. And so that's kind of what drew me in to Mary Kay, was just how amazing the product was. And so when I made the decision to try it for a year, Amy was like, just try it for a year. Just see what can happen in a year. And so that's what I did. I have been trying it for a year, and God has definitely superseded any expectations that I had. Because when I came in, I just had the expectation of, okay, I'll have a couple pamper sessions. I wasn't planning on really having a team or a unit or any of those things. And so quickly that changed. And so in a year, it has been amazing. I now have a unit and some amazing ladies that are running with me. And so it has definitely been an amazing journey.
Yeah. Well, what do you think maybe has like impacted you, like in a way that maybe you weren't expecting, right? Like beyond the products or any of that. You're like, wow, this impacted me personally or professionally or spiritually, like any way it like impacted you that maybe surprised you.
What one of the reasons that I even considered joining was the faith aspect because I really did not know anything about that before. Really hadn't heard anybody mention Mary Kay and God before, so that was just like a tsunami of amazingness. And so that definitely impacts me that I'm able to share my faith, that I'm able to pray, that I'm able to talk about the goodness of God, and just the celebration. And so I feel like as women, that is an area we're not super strong in celebrating other women. And so those would be the main two. My faith is able to be celebrated and is able to be shared. And I'm able to rally with other women and just cheer them on and they cheer me on. And so those are the two that were the most amazing, like, oh, that's pretty cool things for me.
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay, so Cindy, I know that your journey is not a year, it's over 20 years. And so where were you at when Mary Kay found you?
Well, it's kind of funny because I was a teacher as well, Alicia, and I was teaching second grade when Mary Kay came into my life and was a broke school teacher and was praying for a way to make some extra money. Fitted into my really, really, really busy schedule, and also have a social life because I was young and single when I started. And I know, Alicia, you have 4 kids, and so that's awesome. Not just ESL teacher. Is English as a second language is what you teach? Is that what you?
English language arts.
English language arts. Okay. So not just a language arts teacher, and real active in your church and community, but also a mom of 4 busy, busy kids. Right. And so I can relate. I was so busy when I started. I didn't have the kids aspect, but I did have a lot on my plate. And I knew also that I wasn't called to teach in an elementary school classroom the rest of my life. I just didn't really know what I was supposed to do. Honestly, I would have never imagined that Mary Kay would have been the answer, not just to one prayer, but both of those prayers. And that God would use this business to pour out abundantly more than I could have ever asked or imagined, and dream bigger than I could have ever. Bless my life more than I could have ever even dreamed of. And so I went to a launch party and fell in love with the product, and then fell even more in love with the opportunity, and held a party for my consultant because I wanted free stuff. And went ahead and started that day. And, next to accepting Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, saying yes to my husband when he proposed to me, Mary Kay is my one of my top 3 yeses. And that has forever changed my life. And I'm so thankful that I said yes, even scared, even not knowing if I would be good at this, even not knowing what God had for me. I'm so thankful that I didn't allow those objections to hold me back from saying yes to this business. So Alicia, I know that you have a total full plate, just like I do, right? Just like I did, just like many women do, right? We wear so many hats, right? We are employees, we are wives, we are mothers, we are volunteers. We have so many hats as women. Drop in the comments all the hats that you have. We want to see all the hats that you have. And so you had, when you said yes to this business, you had such a full plate. And, actually like fitting it in, to life, like what would you say to somebody that has that full plate right now and is involved in a lot of stuff and has a lot of hats, just like you did, and still do, right? And now you're not just a consultant, you're a mentor and coach and trainer to a group of women, right? Aligned, right next to being a teacher, being the mom, being the volunteer, being the wife, all the things. And so what would you say to somebody that was like, gosh, I don't know how I could fit it into my schedule?
Mhm. And so that when I was meeting with Amy, so let me give a little backstory. We love to do that in ELA. It kind of helps build on the story, little backstory. Amy is the one that did the party that I was at. So I feel like that kind of wasn't fair. Look, you get a national to do the party. And so when she reached out about coffee, because I had sent her a selfie, I was like, oh, of course, yes. And so that was one of the things that I told her. I was like, oh, I don't know. I was like given the list of things, I was like, I don't know how that could fit in there. And then, I was like, but I'm willing to try. And so for me, what I love about Mary Kay is it fits into my life. So it's not like an extra burden that's put upon me. It just fits wherever I'm at. And so I was at a track meet on Saturday and I met two new customers at the track just chatting about, they were talking about my pink nails. They love my pink nails. And I was like, well, I have to have pink in there for Mary Kay. And they were like, you did Mary Kay? And I was like, oh, we have to get together. So it's like it fits at school with the teachers. It just fits into everyday conversation. And so for me, seeing it that way, that it's not something, another thing added to the list, it's able to be intertwined in all of the things of my life. And so it's been a blessing to see it that way. I get to do this instead of I have to do this. And so just having a heart posture like that makes it very rewarding, to see. And I always joke and I say, I'm on my pink mission field. And so for my sisters that are on tonight, I want you to put in the chat, if you feel definitely called in ministry, and that God is using in you in that capacity. I call this my pink mission field. I'm able to share my faith, and I'm able, so not just Sunday morning as an elder, but I get to do that throughout my week. And so that's how it was able to be something that my family wasn't like, oh, mom, you're doing one more thing, but it's something where they get excited, like, when's your next party? Or did you meet anybody today? Or did you get a new person to join the team and join the unit? And so it's exciting and it's not a burden for the family. It becomes a family thing that we get to be excited about. And so that's how, for me, it kind of just fits into my life. So back to you, Amy. Like, so you were the one that kind of just, I always say she did that. She got
reeled you in.
Some of the qualities that you noticed, even though you knew that I was busy, that, I would be able to love this opportunity. What were some of the qualities?
Yeah. I think in any conversation with women, whether we're at the ball field or at school, a baby shower, wherever, sometimes we can prejudge and look at someone and go, oh my gosh, she would never do this, right? Mm-hmm. She has a big career, or she's too busy, or with that. And I think that something that that's just really important is that we don't do that for women, because we don't really know. And women, we can put on a face, right? Like, how are you? You're like, oh, I'm great. And really, you were just like crying an hour ago and you're like sad and depressed. Okay. So what I love in Mary Kay is that we can really have honest conversations with women. And that's really what you and I got to do in coffee. And I think that people have to be honest with themselves. So if you're listening today, I would say be honest with yourself. Would you say, are you 100% happy with your financial situation? Are you honestly happy with the group of friends that you have? Like, are they making you better? Do you feel that whatever you're doing in your life is actually making an impact and you are using your God-given gifts? Because as Alicia, like what you said, the root of everything is, yes, you had all this good stuff happening in your life, but there was still a lack of fulfillment, right? So there was still something that you were longing for that was more. And so that you were honest with yourself at that conversation that we had versus just brushing under the rug. And sometimes we convince ourselves, like, well, I should be happy, like everything's going pretty good in my life. But what if your life could be great? What if it could be amazing? Like, why does it just have to be okay or good? And I think that we have fallen into that. And I think that, yes, we do need to have, to be content and to be grateful, but we also can be content and grateful with also having a higher desire for more and be unapologetic for that. And so I think that that's more, we're not looking for someone's circumstance. We're looking for the qualities of women, because if we find the right quality, I would say it's kind of like speed dating. It's kind of fun, right? Like you're going to just have a conversation with someone, or like y'all are hearing us and either this resonates with you or it doesn't, right? And if it does, you're going to like, hey, we went on a date, okay, and I liked it. I liked you ladies, and I'd like to go on another date, right? Meaning like, I want to join your team, or I want to have another conversation to kind of like see if this could fit, or I want to do a facial experience if you haven't tried that. But if you have the qualities that align with our vision of God, family, career, that you love, just like what Alicia just said, impacting women, building them up, making them feel better about themselves. If you want to do something that you feel like is making a positive contribution to the world, something that you could, make, grow your financial situation and make that better and really design your life. Like if those things resonate with you, then, why not give it a try? So that's kind of what I would say. And to kind of wrap up, my last question I want to ask you, Alicia, and then Cindy will wrap us up and tell women like what can you do, right? If this does resonate with you. Again, we have women that join this for all different reasons. And I always love to address this because sometimes we look at someone like, oh my gosh, the top 1% of the company, like, and that could freak some people out, or maybe that's not like your jam or what you would do. But we do have women, I love that join for the community, that really do like, oh my gosh, I love these positive women who are big thinkers, and I need to be around that. I need more of that in my life, like getting into me, like an injection of that Mary Kay, like passion and enthusiasm that like, that you have if you're around Mary Kay ladies. Okay. And then some could be, joining for income, right? Like they're in a situation and they need money, right? They need money specifically in this season of life. And other women maybe just want the discount, right? So whether it's for the discount, you need the money, you need community, whatever it is for, how would you help women identify their why, like why they could be doing this? Because again, here's what I know, ladies, for y'all listening, is that that's the number one thing you have to figure out. And if you can identify why you would do this, then it's a no-brainer. There's no big risk taking it. So Alicia, help them kind of identify why this could be the right thing for them to do.
Yes. So one of the things that is super important is, as women, I feel like a lot of times we kind of go into autopilot, and it's just like we're afraid sometimes to try something new because we've never did it, or we just think, oh, I wouldn't do it how she does it. So just allowing ourselves for a minute. So I just want you to go ahead and type in for a minute. I'm just going to allow myself to dream. So just put dream in the chat, dream. Because one thing that I've learned since being in Mary Kay is, as women, many times we forget to dream. We forget to hit the stop button on autopilot and allow ourselves to tap into dreaming. So if you are somebody that you're like, I'm not sure if I would want to do it for a side hustle, but I sure love me some Mary Kay products. And I am a smart shopper. Did somebody say 50% off? Hello, sign me up. So we have our women. There is permission for that. Don't feel like, oh, well, I would never want to sign up if I don't want to do it as a business. There are women that sign up because they love the product and they want that 50% off. There are other women that sign up because they're like, oh my goodness, I love the culture. I love the sisterhood. I love going to meetings and just being around others that love God, love women, and love the product, and so that there's women that are going to be on right now. I know you're on, and I know that you're thinking, wait a minute, that sounds like me. I need more sisterhood in my life. I need more community in my life. That's something that I've been asking God for. And so give yourself permission to link arms in this amazing, I call it a pink bubble of amazing women. And then you have who I like to call my hustlers. You're like, you know what? In the world that we live in, if I can make income on this avenue, then give it to me. So that means you know that you have goals, and the goals that you have is going to take some income to be able to get those goals met. And so you want to come in and you want to work this as your business. So just giving you permission to say, you know what? Yes, I love the product. Yes, I love the sisterhood. But yes, I also have goals, and income is what it's going to take to be able to make these goals happen. So just giving you permission. So just put in the chat, I have permission to dream. And
Yes.
that is okay because we just want to liberty. You know, God has given us liberty. Who the Son has set free is free indeed. So have liberty to dream. Not too big, not too small. I love that in Mary Kay, there's no glass ceilings. You know, I always think of a ladder. You decide how high you want to go up on that ladder. If you just want to go on that first step just to be able to get your discount, okay. Nobody's going to look at you like, that's all you're going, girl.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, okay, she's on the ladder. Then you have those that come in and they're like, I don't know, I have a couple parties. I may not have a party every week, but I do enjoy having parties. Then that's okay. Then you're on that step. And then you have others that want to mentor other women. You want to have a unit, you want to have a team. So just want to give you permission to dream big. No dream is too little. No dream is too small. There's no glass ceilings. And if you want to come in, we have some people that even a couple months that come in and they're able to be directors. So just want to give you permission to dream big. And we would love for you to be able to join us in this community.
I love that. I love that. Thank you so much. I just did a training on financing your dreams, and we in this world, we have a world full of dreamers, don't we?
Yes.
But that have become dream handicapped. And I know that before Mary Kay came into my life, I had become dream handicapped. And the biggest dream I had was to be able to pay all my bills and not have to eat ramen noodles at the end of the month. So I'm so thankful that Mary Kay has given me the ability to dream again and the vehicle to make those dreams a reality. And honestly, dreams beyond my wildest imagination, honestly. And so we are going to invite you. We all are inviting you right now to take a step in faith. It's little bitty. It's a little bitty step. Take a step in faith and give yourself permission to dream again. Give yourself permission to dream again. Okay, so I'm going to share with you what it takes to get started. Guys, right now we have a special deal on our starter kit. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me show you let me share my file. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Okay. So this is our startup. Now, this is a normal everyday month startup where it's $35, which is a stinking good deal already for your eStart. You could start for as little as $35. What? And this month, ladies, they have given us a discount on starting. You can actually say yes to this business, and it could be one of your best yeses too. You could say yes to this business for just $20. $20. What? And you even have the opportunity to upgrade if you would like to our Pro Start, which comes with over $400 worth of product. And this month, normally it's $90, and this month you can upgrade for just $80. And it comes with all of this stuff, plus sales aids, samples, training materials, and all of us, we just magically jump out of the bag. Like we're your very own personal business coaches and mentors, and we're priceless. Okay, we're priceless. Well, let me tell you that Amy and I both started 20 something years ago for $100. It was $100 decision 20 years ago. Okay. And I didn't even get full size product. I got little demo tubes, right? And so what else besides a Mary Kay starter kit is going to increase in value, but stay the same price? Nothing in this world but a Mary Kay starter kit. So you can get all of it for $100, but your only financial obligation is your eStart. $20 could be your best $20 decision that you have ever made in your life. And honestly, you will not know if it's one of your best yeses unless you say yes, right? You're never going to know. Just like Amy said, give it a year, And look what has happened with Alicia in just a year. She has moved up, promoted herself up into the top 1% of the company in less than a year. She has stepped into a mentorship and coaching and training position while working another full-time job, while being an elder at her church, while raising 4 children. I mean, wow. If she can, if I can, if you can, if Amy can, you can too. And it's a $20 decision. So we are inviting you in the next 24 hours right now, or the next 24 hours, right? If you think long, you think wrong, people. It's $20. Okay, let's just be real. We make $20 decisions on a daily basis. Okay, we don't have to go pray about it or ask our husband or, or ask, our whole family if we could buy something for $20. I don't think I've ever asked my husband if I could buy something for $20. Never in a million years have I done that. Okay. And so it's a $20 decision. And then you can meet with your director and you can figure out, and she can help you figure out really what you want out of this business. Okay. And so we invite you to say yes. And if you do within the next 24 hours, your director has a little special gift for you. So thank you so much for tuning in tonight. And we cannot wait to see if this is going to be one of your best yeses. Mwah. Bye, everybody.
Bye.